Hello everyone, my team and I will be reviewing the film of The Farewell. Our group project members are Neoh Hong Hei, Jia Yu Xuan, Titus, Ern Rui, and Natsuki Niwa. The main content in this film include introduction, summary, argument, theory, review, and conclusion. The Farewell is a heartfelt community drama released in 2019, directed and written by Lulu Wang. Based on her own real-life experience, the film explores complex themes such as family dynamic, cultural identity, and the challenges of cross-cultural living. The film achieved commercial success and major award recognition. The film won a total of 37 wins and 194 nominations. Additionally, Awkwafina won the Golden Globe for Best Actress in Comedy in 2020. According to Metacritic movie rating platform, the movie received an excellent Metacritic score of 89 out of 100 by 47 critics review.
The Failure is a heartfelt drama comedy that explores family, cultural identity, and emotional challenges. The story follows Berry, a young Chinese American woman who goes back to China under the guise of attending a family wedding. However, the real reason for the gathering is much more. Her grandma Nai Nai has been diagnosed with the terminal cancer. The family deeply rooted in Chinese culture value, so they have decided not to tell Nai Nai about her condition because they believe in protecting her from the truth and will allow her to enjoy her remaining days without fear or sadness. As the wedding preparation progresses, Billy discovers that the celebration is fake. It is the way for the family to come together one last time without telling the real reason behind the reunion. Billy is caught between her emotion and her family's culture thinking, feelings that torn as she pretends that everything is normal in front of Nai Nai. Throughout the film, Billy struggles with the feeling of guilt, love, and sacrifice. The film does not offer easy answer, but instead it subtly illustrates how culture differs shape our understanding of life, death, and the meaning of love.
Okay, the next is the statement of arguments. The first argument is the emotional expression and expression in intercultural communication. This movie portrays different ways in which people express and hide their emotions. People influenced by Chinese culture, such as Billy's relatives in China, frequently communicate their emotion indirectly and quietly in order to prevent conflict that could break the family's surface harmony. Like the family dinner narrative in this movie, Billy's relatives make fun of her having a poor salary in USA. Her mother feels upset by the relatives' words, but she responds by emphasizing social peace and improved social welfare system there, rather than expressing her displeasure directly. Meanwhile, emotional expression is usual in these people. Just like Billy's relatives hide their negative emotions for her grandmother's cancer to keep her happy for the rest of her life. In contrast, Western culture places a greater focus on direct emotional expression. Billy, who influenced by such culture, express her emotion more directly and fit her own needs. Emotional expression occurs less in similar circumstances. So, expressing emotion over her grandmother's cancer caused her great discomfort because it contradicted her way of expressing emotion.
The theory highlights how misunderstanding in intercultural contexts often arise from differences in communication style and cultural expectations. They decide to withhold Nai-Nai's terminal diagnosis to maintain harmony and spare her emotional pain. However, for baby raised in an individualistic culture, this approach feels fundamentally wrong. She views honesty as a normal imperative, essential for the trust and emotional clarity, even if it causes pain. These cultural differences create the misunderstanding, as Baby initially perceived her family action as cold and dismissive of the Habaru. However, as the story progressed, Billy began to understand the depth of her family's care. This shift in Billy's perspective demonstrates how honesty can look different across cultures. The film reminds us that understanding those differences requires empathy, patience, and the openness to see honesty in new ways. In the end, the film reveals that honesty is not just about the truth telling, it's also about the intention.
The farewell also presents a powerful cultural conflict between Western individualism and Eastern collectivism. Billy discovers her family has chosen not to tell her grandmother, Nai about her terminal illness. Billy believes that Nai has a right to know, reflecting her Western values of honesty and autonomy. In contrast, her family prioritizes harmony and emotional protection, which is a hallmark of Chinese collectivist traditions. This creates a value of conflict as Billy struggles with her family's decisions, questioning its morality while feeling disconnected from their way of life. Yet, despite her reservations, she managed the conflict using obligatory management, which is to respect their collective approach, participating in their decisions to protect Nai's happiness. The lesson is clear that intercultural communication often requires empathy and accommodation. By balancing personal values with collective traditions, we can navigate cultural differences and prioritize meaningful relationships.
So, empathy played a central role in overcoming cultural barrier, as shown in the farewell. At the start of the movie, Billy struggled with her family's decision to hide Nine terminal diagnosis. Who raised in America, where individualism and honesty are core values, Billy sees withholding the truth as a violation of her grandmother's right to know. She viewed it as dishonesty. However, as Billy spent time with her family in China, she began to understand their action differently. She realized that their decision is rooted in love and a sense of duty to protect Nai from unnecessary sadness and worry. This shift in perspective deepens Billy's empathy and helps her bridge the cultural gap between individualism and collectivism.
Another argument is the role of nonverbal communication. The farewell shows the differences between American and Chinese culture through nonverbal communication. Americans openly express their feelings while the Chinese focus show love indirectly. In the movie, Nai used small actions like sharing food, smiling, and patting shoulders to show her care, which is common in Chinese culture. These gestures help Billy understand her family's decision to keep Nai illness a secret. Silence, another important part of Chinese culture, show respect and keep family harmony. At first, Billy struggled with her family values, but she begins to adapt by copying their nonverbal actions like bowing and staying calm. This change helped her connect with her family and find a balance between her Chinese and American side. In the end, Billy accepted her family decision, showing how nonverbal communication can build understanding and strengthen relationship.
Okay, afterward, there are two theories reflecting this movie, which is identity negotiation theory and face negotiation theory. For the first part, identity negotiation theory (INT) emphasizes communicating one's preferred identity while strengthening or opposing others' identity as the foundation of intercultural communication. This movie largely shows a tension between ethnic membership identity and personal identity. Ethnic membership identity emphasizes shared value and a collective sense of self. Billy's family member, demonstrate this identity because they are significantly influenced by the traditional Chinese culture, which prioritize the collective well-being over individual desire and rights. Therefore, to avoid making Billy's grandmother said and establish a joyful atmosphere in their family. They decide to conceal the truth that she has terminal cancer anonymously. On the other hand, personal identity refers to a person's unique trait and values. Billy grew up in an American culture environment that encouraged individualism and straightforwardness. She believed her grandmother is right to know about her disease. As a result, she protests the family collective decision and suggests that the family should tell her grandmother the truth, allow her to face this calmly.
Face negotiation theory, developed by Stella Ting to me, explains how people from different cultures manage their self-image or face during communication and conflict. In collective culture like China, group harmony and protecting their group image are prioritized, while in individualist cultures such as the United States, the stronger focus on individual right and personal integrity. In the farewell, this theory helps us understand the tension between Bailey, who grew up in the US, and her family, who hold traditional Chinese collective value. In the movie, the family choose to hide Nai terminal diagnosis from her. This reflects the collective culture, where maintaining emotional peace and group harmony is more important than telling the truth. Nai's sister led this decision, believing it's an act of love and responsibility. On the other hand, Billy raised an individualist culture whereas US struggled with this decision. She believed honesty and personal dignity are essential and questioned whether it's right to keep Nana in the dark. This cultural difference created a conflict between Billy and her family. As the story progressed, Billy started to see things differently. Spending more time with her family helped her appreciate the value of emotional support and togetherness. She learned to balance her individualist upbringing with her family collective value. For example, she participated in family events like wedding and respect their decision about Nai. Ultimately, this story showed the importance of intercultural awareness and flexibility in navigating complex relationships, especially in cross-cultural settings.
The farewell explores the tension between cultural values, personal identity, and family relationships. The story follows Billy, a Chinese American woman torn between her Western values of honesty and her family's Chinese tradition of emotional protection. When her family decides to hide her grandmother Nai's terminal cancer diagnosis, Billy struggles with their collectivist emphasis on harmony, questioning their decision while feeling disconnected. The film highlights emotional suppression in Chinese culture to maintain family unity, contrasting it with Billy's Western ideas of truth and autonomy. Through dialogue and powerful nonverbal cues like silence and shared rituals, it shows how love and connection transcend words. The farewell challenges the idea of honesty as universal. While Billy sees truth as essential, her family views shooting Nai as an act of love. This duality invites reflection on how cultural values shape relationships and decisions. By using face negotiation theory and identity negotiation theory, the film shows how collectivist culture prioritizes group harmony while also exploring Billy's journey to reconcile her American individualism with her Chinese roots. This growth highlights the importance of empathy and understanding in bridging cultural divides. In conclusion, the farewell teaches us that cultural differences can create conflict but also opportunity for deeper connections. Empathy and love can overcome divides, reminding us of the power of cross cultural communication.